If you're selling on Amazon right now without brand registry, I need you to hear this clearly. You don't actually have a brand, you have a listing. And a listing is not the same thing as a business. Right now, without brand registry, Amazon can change your title without asking you. Another seller can hijack your buy box and start selling counterfeit versions of your own product underneath your listing. You're locked out of almost every tool that actually turns a product page into something you could one day sell, scale, or hand off to someone else. That's not me being dramatic, that's just how it works. And by the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly what brand registry unlocks, exactly what it takes to qualify, and the specific mistakes that get people rejected, and the step-by-step process to actually get it done, including the exact resource I point every single one of my students to for handling the trademark side of things correctly. Let's get into it. I'm Dave, 9 years into private label now. I built a brand in the automotive and RV accessory space, a category that I had zero personal connection to when I started, and I sold that brand last year. I've coached over 600 sellers through this exact process, and brand registry honestly is one of the most common things I see people either skip entirely or just completely mess up on their first attempt. So this isn't theory, this is the stuff I just watch go wrong on coaching calls over and over again in real time. And look, I get why people put this off. It sounds like paperwork, it sounds like trademarks, government websites, legal language, forms, all that sort of stuff that you've never heard of. And when you're brand new and you're just starting out and you're trying to get your first product live, Amazon brand registry can feel like a distraction from the real work. I hear some version of this constantly, like I'll deal with brand registry later once I'm actually making sales, or I don't want to spend the money on a trademark before if I know that product actually works. It sounds complicated, I'll figure it out down the road. But here's the problem with later. Later actually means never, or it means scrambling for it after something's already gone wrong. After maybe a hijacker already jumped on your listing, flagged your account for a generic brand name. So let's fix the question that you're actually asking. It's not, do I need this yet? The better question is, what am I giving up every single day that I don't have it? Because once you actually see the list laid out, later stops sounding like a reasonable plan. So let's go through it. What exactly are you missing? First is A+ content. Right now, if you're not brand registered, your listing is just plain white text on a white background underneath your images. That's it. No infographics, no comparison charts, no lifestyle photography woven into your description area. And meanwhile, your brand registered competitor down the page has a full visual story. Before and after shots, a section addressing objections before the customer even has a chance to ask. A+ content alone has been shown to lift conversion rates by a few percentage points in a lot of categories. And on Amazon, conversion rate is basically the whole game. It's the difference between someone landing on your page and clicking away versus someone landing on your page and actually buying. Second is Amazon Vine. This is Amazon's own reviewer program where they connect your product with trusted, high-quality reviewers who've built a track record of writing detailed, helpful reviews. So you set aside a batch of units, typically up to 30, and Amazon gets those into the hands of real reviewers who leave honest feedback. And without brand registry, you just don't have access to Vine at all. So if you've ever wondered why some brand new listings seem to pop up with 50 or 20 solid reviews within their first month, while your listing is just sitting there with 2 reviews, this is usually the reason. Third, and this one is actually one that nobody thinks about until it's already too late, brand protection. Once you're registered, you can actually report hijackers and counterfeiters directly to Amazon. And because you've proven that you're a legitimate trademark owner, Amazon takes it seriously. Without brand registry, if someone jumps on your listing and starts selling a knockoff version of your product, or worse, a genuinely bad version of your product under your own listing, you have almost no real recourse. You just watch your reviews tank and your buy box get stolen with your hands tied. Fourth, the new seller incentive programs that Amazon runs specifically for brand registered sellers. This has included things like percentage back on your early branded sales, a credit towards your first Vine enrollment, as well as a credit towards your first FBA inbound placement fees. Now these specific numbers and terms shift over time, so always check what's live inside of Seller Central when you're actually enrolling. But the point stands, Amazon is actively paying you in the form of fee reductions or credits to become a real registered brand. That's not a coincidence. Amazon wants real brands on the platform, not anonymous disposable product listings that could disappear tomorrow. And fifth, we have brand analytics and brand stores. Once you're registered, you get access to search term reports that show you what people are actually searching for around your category, not just inside of your own PPC campaigns, but across the entire marketplace. You also get your own branded storefront on Amazon. This is a page where a customer can land and see only your products with no competitors showing up next to you trying to steal your sale. So stack all of that up. Better conversion rate through A+ content, real early reviews through Vine, actual protection from hijackers, financial incentives that offset your early costs, and long-term tools like brand analytics that help you make smarter decisions as you scale. That's the entire difference between running a listing and running a brand. Now, before we get into the trademark and the registry process, I want to back it up one step because everything downstream depends on this, and that is your brand name. I see people spend either 5 minutes or 5 weeks on this decision, and both extremes can cause problems. Don't overthink this, but do it intentionally. The goal is progress, not perfection. Now, there's a few core rules I want you following. Your name should not be too broad. Something like Dave's Awesome Products or private label products tells the customer nothing about what you actually stand for. And it shouldn't be something too specific either, because something like Clay Trimming Tools boxes you into one product forever and makes it painful to expand later. You want room to grow, not a name that traps you. It also needs to be easy to remember as well as easy to spell. So avoid made up words, avoid weird spellings, avoid anything that's really hard to pronounce out loud. I've seen real brands on Amazon with names that are basically unpronounceable. And if a customer can't recall your brand name later, they're never gonna search for it again. And that repeat business just evaporates. Two optional strategies that work quite well are alliteration, so something like beautiful beekeeping or crafty cuisine, and including a relevant word from your niche when it fits naturally. So something like pottery guru or pet care essentials, neither of these are mandatory, by the way, but when you can do it without forcing it, it actually adds real value. And here's the final reminder on this piece. Do not spend too much time here. Keep it simple, keep it relevant, and keep it moving. Your name does not need to be perfect. It just needs to be good enough to move forward because you build brand equity over time, not on day one. Okay, so now that you've got a name that actually works, let's talk about what it takes to get brand registry itself. There are 4 things you need in place. Number 1 is a professional seller account, not the free individual plan. You need to be on the paid professional plan. Number 2, you need a trademark. And here's the part that surprises almost everyone I coach through this. Your trademark does not need to be approved yet. A pending trademark application is enough to enroll in brand registry. This used to be a massive bottleneck because trademark approval can take 6 to 8 months or longer through the United States Patent and Trademark Office. In the old system, you had to wait that entire time before you could even start the brand registry process. Now, the moment you file and receive your application number, you can actually move forward with brand registry while your trademark is still sitting in the queue. Number 3, product photos that clearly show your branding permanently affixed to the product itself or its packaging. It cannot be a sticker and it cannot be a hang tag unless you're in apparel or jewelry, and it certainly cannot be photoshopped on. It has to be stamped, printed, or molded on in a way that isn't easily removed. And number 4, a real invoice from your supplier or your manufacturer that's dated roughly within the last 6 months. This needs to clearly show your brand name on the invoice alongside with the products that you're having made. Now, the trademark step is where I've watched more people get stuck than anywhere else in this whole process, and it makes sense because it's the one part that actually involves government agency, legal language, and a filing that has real consequences if you get it wrong. You technically have a few paths here. You can file it yourself directly on the uspto.gov website. You can hire a random attorney off of Fiverr or LegalZoom and hope you picked a good one, or you can go through Amazon's own IP Accelerator program and get matched with a vetted law firm. Inside Growth FBA, the resource that I actually recommend to my students for this is Trademarks 411. And the reason for this is simple. Before you file anything, you want to know whether your brand name is usable or whether there's a conflict sitting there somewhere in the trademark database that's going to blow up your application months from now. Trademarks 411 handles that validation and the filing process itself, so you're not guessing your way through USPTO system on your own, and you're not rolling the dice on some random freelancer who may or may not actually know what they're doing with trademark law. This matters more than people realize because a mistake on your trademark application doesn't just cost you your time, it can delay your entire brand registry timeline by months. And it can also, in some cases, come with penalty fees on top of that. So getting it right the first time is worth far more than saving a few dollars trying to do it completely solo. So if you want to go this route, there's a link down below as well as a discount code in the description. And it's also in the pinned comments. The code is GROWWITHFBA, all one word, and it'll get you a discount when you go through Trademarks 411. Okay, so let's walk through the mechanics of actually doing this. Step 1, if you haven't already, verify your trademark name isn't already taken. This is exactly what Trademarks 411 helps you confirm before you file anything. So you're not wasting a filing fee on a name that was never gonna clear. Step 2, file your trademark application. Whether you go through Trademarks 411 or you handle it yourself on the USPTO.gov website, the filing typically involves a fee per class of goods, and you'll wanna lock in your brand name exactly as you intend to use it on Amazon. Step 3, once you've filed, you'll receive an application or a serial number almost immediately. You don't need approval, remember, you just need that number. Step 4, and this is a step that a lot of people miss, before you can even get to brand registry, you actually need brand name approval just to create your listing inside of Seller Central. I wanna be really clear that this is a completely different step from brand registry. Brand name approval simply lets Amazon recognize your brand name so you can list a product under it. It does not require a trademark at all. Brand registry, which requires a trademark application number, comes after that. If you try to create a listing with a brand name that Amazon has never seen before, Amazon is just going to pause and ask you for verification. Essentially, who are you? Where did this brand name come from? Are you allowed to sell under this name? You clear that with one of two options. Freelancers can log into your Seller Central account and submit this on your behalf for somewhere in the range of $50 to $100. And they'll usually apply for a GTIN exemption so that you can list without a UPC in these early stages. Or you can do it yourself inside of Seller Central, which just takes more patience if Amazon comes back asking you for additional verification. If you're doing it yourself, here's what actually matters. Your branding on the product or your packaging has to match your submission exactly. So same spelling, same spacing, and same capitalization. Your photos have to be real, unedited, and taken by an actual person, either handheld or placed on a table. So no Photoshop, no digital mock-ups. Your branding has to be permanently affixed, again, printed or stamped or stitched on, not a removable sticker. And you don't need your final retail packaging. A sample in hand with a simple professional looking temporary packaging from somewhere like Vistaprint is enough to clear this step. You'll typically need to submit 4 photos, the product inside its packaging on a table, a close-up of the packaging showing the branding, the product outside of its packaging on a table, and the product held by a real person. This whole process runs through what is internally called error code 5665. And I want to set your expectations here. Approval isn't guaranteed on the first try. Rejections happen. Some sellers need to resubmit, and that's exactly why a lot of people opt for the freelancer route instead of doing it solo. And step 5, once your brand name is actually approved and you've got your trademark application number in hand, head over to brand services on Amazon and start your brand registry enrollment. You'll be asked to enter your brand name exactly as it appears on your trademark application, not your Amazon store name, not your legal business name, the literal text or design mark from your filing letter for letter. Step 6, upload your logo or your brand name image matching whatever you registered, a design mark if you filed one, or a clean image of your brand text if you only filed a word mark. Step 7, select your trademark office and enter your registration number or serial number and then verify it. Step 8, upload your product images showing your permanent branding, same standards as before. Step 9, move into the business information section, seller or vendor, your state of registration, your business identifier. And step 10, the manufacturing and distribution section. Upload your real invoice here. It has to say invoice, reflect the actual payment, and show your brand and your products on it. Step 11, answer the distribution and licensing questions. For almost everyone watching, you're not wholesaling to distributors and you're not licensing your trademark to other people. So the answer to both is usually no. Step 12, submit and wait. Approval usually takes somewhere in the range of 4 to 7 days, though it can stretch longer. If it goes beyond a couple weeks, you can contact brand registry support specifically, not the general seller support. Okay, now let's talk about the mistakes I see constantly, because avoiding these alone puts you ahead of most first-time applicants. Mistake one are brand name mismatches. When you type something into a field, it has to match your trademark application exactly. Not close, exactly. Triple check this before you submit anything. Mistake number two, altered or mocked up product photos. Amazon's team can generally tell whether an image has been edited or when packaging is artificially created to look real. If you need a mock-up because you don't have a final product yet, do it physically. Real packaging, real stamp, real photo. Mistake number three, submitting the wrong kind of invoice. It needs to explicitly function as an invoice, show that the payment was made, be recent, and clearly display your brand name on the products listed. A quote is not an invoice. A pro forma document is not an invoice. Get those right, and the rest of this is genuinely mechanical. It's really not hard, it's just detailed, and detail is exactly where beginners tend to rush. All right, now here's what I really want you to sit with. You can spend weeks perfecting your product listing, you can obsess over your main image, split test your title, tighten up your bullet points, and none of that protects you from the moment that someone tries to copy your product, list a counterfeit version, or hijack your buy box with a lower price and worse quality. Brand registry is the one piece of this entire business that isn't about growth. It's about protecting what you've already built. It's the seatbelt, not the engine. And the sellers who skip it aren't usually being lazy. They're just optimizing for parts of the business that feel exciting, putting off the part that feels like homework. But the sellers who treat their business like an actual asset from day one get this done early, because a real brand isn't just a name on a box. It's a name that Amazon recognizes as legally yours, that customers can trust hasn't been counterfeited, and that you can actually build real equity in over time. So here's what I want you to actually do after watching this. If you already have a product live and you have not started your trademark application, go start it this week. It's the slowest moving piece of this entire puzzle, and everything else, brand name approval, brand registry, A+ content, Vine access, is sitting behind it waiting. And if you're gonna file, I'd start with Trademarks 411 to validate your name and handling the filing properly the first time. The link's in the description, the discount code is pinned in the comments. It's just Grow with FBA, and it'll save you some money on your first trademark. And if you're not exactly sure where you stand right now, come post it inside of the free Grow with FBA school community. Tell me what stage you're at, what you're stuck on, and I'll walk you through it directly. Nobody's coming to protect your listing for you. That's the bad news. The good news is the fix is not complicated. It's a form, it's a trademark filing, and a little bit of patience. That's it. I will see you inside.